What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. We are back here on GTA for another event week, and we are going to be talking about all the discounts, bonuses, and all that whatnot. Talking about discounts, the Tally GTO right here behind me is 30% off, but we will get a little bit more into this later on. But let's get on to some of the discounts and all that. So pretty much bonus money this week is if you complete an FIB final as a boss, you will receive $200,000 in GTA Online, which is, I would say, a pretty good bonus that will come, but it will come over the course of 3 days. So within 72 hours, you will have that added. Additionally, you can also earn $100,000 bonus if you earn $100,000 as a bodyguard and an associate working for somebody else in the CEO or MC. So bonus 100,000 if you earn 100,000 grand, if that makes sense. And on top of that, we also got triple money on FIB files. But knowing Rockstar, obviously there's a twist to that. There's only triple money on the files if you are a bodyguard or an associate. Which means if you are the leader of an FIB file, you will not get a bonus. I think it's pretty dumb as, I mean, the FIB files already pay pretty decent. You know, you can get 200 grand out of every one, and with the primary one, you can get around 360,000 each time. But if you're gonna make them triple money for bodyguards, make them triple money for everybody. Now, if you think about it, it's not that bad if you have a friend who's just getting on into GTA and you're trying to help him make some money. I guess it's not bad in that aspect. But there's also better things to do solo, like the Cluckin' Bell, which you can get 500 grand right off, like in like maybe 45 minutes, an hour, or hour max. But I mean, I guess I could understand it as they want you to maybe try to get more people to play online, or just get you to play with more people in general and stop your solo grinding, as they know solo grinding is a big thing within the game, as that's why they nerfed KO. So for double money and RP, we got the trap doors. I don't think I've actually played have I played these before? I guess I have, right? Because they're checked. I don't remember playing any of these though. Oh, yeah, no, I know this one. This one, like, I'm pretty sure like the things fall out from under your feet. I don't know. I mean, they're pretty fun. I mean, it's actually kind of shockingly fun. So double money, double RP. If you're a lower level and don't really have any businesses or anything, this is probably pretty worth your time to go off and try. Or maybe if you're just bored in GT Online, this is something that would definitely be fun to go off and try. So now going on to the discounts, we have 40% off the Savage helicopter. People hate on this. I don't know why. This is one of my favorite helicopters in the game. Now, yes, it's not as agile as, for, say, the FH-1 Hunter, the Akula, the Sparrow, but this is one of my most favorite helicopters, and for a trade price of just under 1.2 mil and a buy now price of 1.5 mil, I think it is probably one of the best. I mean, this thing it's like, if you think about it as a tank in the air, it's pretty slow. It's still a helicopter. It's pretty slow. It's not the best agility. So in most cases, you're not going to win kind of sky battles. But the best thing about this is it still has the OG explosive cannon. The OG explosive cannon was the cannon that was on the laser and the Hydra before it got nerfed. So pretty much, this still has that OG explosive cannon on it. That has not been nerfed yet. So a big downside, I guess you could say, about this is it is a Pegasus vehicle, but if you do have a hanger, you can throw it in there, make it your own. There is no customizability besides changing the color, so you can't put like race handling and all that stuff like the Akula and the Hunter. So that's how you kind of get a disadvantage in those battles. But it is still pretty cool. It's a 4-seater helicopter, missiles, and you've got that explosive cannon, which is the exact same one which was on the Hydra and laser before it got nerfed, as I said beforehand. So if you do get that first shot off in a helicopter in a fight, you definitely will win. Next up on Warstock, we have the Halftrack. I personally think this is a pretty underrated vehicle for a trade price of just under 1.2 mil. It's not bad. It's severely underrated in my opinion, as this can take 27 homing missiles and 9 RPGs and has the exact Same armor as the Night Shark and the Insurgent. However, the Halftrack has a big gun on the back, which you can put into 4 turrets instead of 2. And the best thing about this is this windshield right here. However, it looks like it's just normal. It is actually bulletproof and you can't get shot through it. And it's impenetrable, as it's like a glitch it's been glitched for a while, and I don't think they've ever patched it. However, you can still get shot through the side windows, which is how you could get killed while driving this thing or being a passenger. You can add the armor plating on it, just like the Night Shark, but then it kind of restricts you and you can't shoot out of it or any of that stuff. So I wouldn't really recommend doing that. However, this thing is completely bulletproof besides those side windows. So keep the side windows away from whoever's shooting you. But it's pretty good besides the drawback that it's a half-track, which means it's extremely slow. I mean, this thing is literally like a turtle in GTA Online. So it's very slow, but it's really armored, really good off-roading, and I definitely would recommend picking it up, especially since it's only 1.2 on discount. Heading over to Legendary, we have the Overflood Xeno. This is in my opinion, a very not good car. I mean, I personally like the looks of it. I think it looks super cool. When it first came out, there was an issue with the mirrors where if you changed them, you'd get like really weird clipping going on with like the ground and curbs, and it would pretty much like send you flying. I personally think that for a little bit under 2 mil, this thing is still a scam, and for almost 3 mil, it's even more of a scam. As far as performance, what you're actually paying for, it has okay performance, but it's a rear-wheel drive, so it doesn't get the best of launch. The acceleration is not the greatest. The top speed is not the greatest. Customization is pretty good. And overall, I like the look of the car, but for 2 mil, this is probably not worth it, especially with the Italy GTO available this week as well, which is also discount. So that being said, I definitely do not recommend buying this car unless you've been eyeing it up and you've been really wanting it and you love the look of it. Then buy it as it's on sale. And here we are. Italy GTO for $1,375,500. This thing is a steal. If you have the money for this thing, buy it right away. This is one of the best cars in the entire game. It's all-wheel drive. It's the sports class, but it's probably one of the best. I bet you this thing can beat a Banshee GT on most tracks simply due to the fact that it's all-wheel drive compared where the GTS is rear-wheel drive. It has good handling. The customization is fantastic. It's good looking. And a huge benefit to this car is curb boosting. If you don't know what curb boosting is, it's pretty much like a change in elevation that you can kind of use to your advantage with certain cars. More than others, there's not a car in GTA that is more affected by curb boosted or like the elevation changes than the Italy GTO, and it gains an extreme amount of speed doing that. So in the stunt races with like the tubes where there's a bunch of changes, this car really, really does good in them. But this is one of the fastest cars in the game, and it can rival, I would say, some of those HSW cars. It does have some weird handling and does want to spin out on you sometimes, but if you can understand the car and the way it drives and all of that, this car is perfect. This car, don't get it confused with the Italy GTO Stinger TT. That car sucks. It's horrible. Italy GTO is the car. I would definitely recommend picking it up, and it's pretty cheap for 1.4 mil. I mean, you're not going to be disappointed with this car if you pick it up. So I definitely recommend picking this up. Going over more discounts, we got discounts on apartments, which it's not that important. I mean, nobody really cares about Eclipse Towers anymore. I mean, it's been left in the past. I mean, they really don't matter. I own one. I think I own this one. I think that's the moon. I think this is the one I own. I really don't recommend buying it. I mean, in the past, I would say if you want to buy a 10-car garage, just buy a 10-car garage. But, I mean, the stilt apartments, stay away from them. If you have never owned an Eclipse apartment and you want to own one just for the fact that, you know, it's kind of iconic, I would buy one now, $770K. But do not buy these stilt apartments. They are so not worth your money, and you will be disappointed. But if you do want a 10-car garage, definitely pick one of these up. I mean, going down, they do get pretty cheap. I mean, you can get one of these 189, 177, 172, all with 10-car garages. So the fact, I mean, you can get this for 151. So you can get this one for a little bit over Marietta Heights. So I guess this week it is a little bit better. But if you want an apartment for OG Heights, just go ahead and buy this one right here, 140. Don't need the best one. It's the cheapest. Did they get cheaper? I don't think so. Yeah, no. So, sale on apartments. If you want a new apartment, if you want to change them for some reason, do it this week. If you need more garage space, go ahead, buy these. 143. Not bad. 10-car garage, as I said. But if you don't have an apartment already, do some type of mission. 143K is super, super easy to get, honestly, for an apartment. So if you don't have an apartment already, go ahead, grind, get this one up. Pick this one up. Alrighty, so now we got to go and talk about the podium and all that stuff. So let's head on over to the casino. So the prize ride car this week is the Pfister Growler, which personally, I love this car. I love the way it looks. Customization is also really, really good with this car. It got some new liveries with the new Agents of Sabotage DLC, and overall, as somebody who loves the Porsches, I think this car looks fantastic. Obviously, it's based off a Cayman GT4, so or 718, if you would call it 718 Cayman, whatever. But yeah, this car looks awesome. It has pretty good performance and handling. In terms of prize ride, we got the Class A Mamba. It's not that bad of a car. It's got a good exhaust sound, but in order to win it, you got to place top 5 for 3 days in a row, which isn't that terrible. It's not the greatest car, but if you can get it for free, I mean, you might as well try to win it. This is the best. $650,000. It is the Ferrari Cheetah. It is a remove website vehicle. It is one of the original vehicles. I love this car. I think it looks good for when it came out. It's not the best performing, but if you care, about remove website cars and all that OG stuff, definitely pick this car up this week for $650,000. Grotti GT500. Pretty sure this is remove website too. But for $785,000, don't buy this car unless you really care about the looks. It's not a good performing car, and it's got a pretty decent exhaust note, but it's a pretty underrated. Pretty mid car, not underrated. And they got the, you already know, the BF, the 75K for this thing. It's funny looking. If you want to go buy it, 75K, just remove website. Go on and buy it. Moving on to Simeon's, of course, these are all remove website. You got the first one, the Tulip, which goes for $236,000. I love this car. But for me, that is a crazy price. I know a lot of people love this car and were kind of upset when it left, I'm pretty sure. But if you like it, if you wanted it, remove website car. It is here in Simeon's this week. The Exemplar, this car is not worth it, especially not for $205,000. It is literally just a 4-door Rapid GT. So, if you care about that, get it. But it is not worth your money. Not at all. Next up, the Zion Classic, which goes for $812. Another really, really expensive car, in my opinion. A lot of people like this car, and I like the way it looks too, but I still think $812,000 is pretty steep. It does have nice-ish customization, okay acceleration, and okay top speed. Handling is decent, but I do still think it's slightly overpriced. But if you want it, it is removed, of course, so if you want to consider buying it, it is in here. Next up, we got the Helen, which is actually a pretty good off-road car. It goes for $853,000, which it's not. You're getting a little bit more performance for your money in the Helen than you are the Zion Classic. This car does have a lot of cool customization, but yeah. Beyond that, if you don't care about off-road and you don't care about good off-road car customization for an off-road car, don't buy it. The Vodka, remove website. It's classic. It's original. $240K, I'm pretty sure, yeah. It's got like no customization. Obviously, it's based off the Lamborghini Gallardo. Um, I mean, it is. There's like nothing for customization, but it is a removed OG vehicle, so you probably should buy it. And only 240 grand, you're getting good performance for your money. And all things considered, nowadays, you should probably consider buying the Vodka again. Pretty cool car nonetheless. In terms of luxury autos, we have the Euros, the Anus Euros, and the Dinka Chavez V6, which they're both website vehicles, and there's literally no point in buying them, as you can just go online and buy them right now. I do wish that they could like offer, test drives here as they do in Simeon's, but they don't do it for here. So yeah, I mean, this don't really matter. In terms of your time trials, you have the Textile City HSW time trial. This is next gen only. Your RC Bandito is a construction site. Your normal time trial is Vinewood Bowl. And then in terms of your Junk Energy time trial, you got Sewer System. All these pay out pretty decent. HSW pays like $360K or something around then. The time trial pays around $200K. So they all pay decent money. So they're definitely worth doing every week, especially HSW if you are next gen. So these are the Chop Shop vehicles. None of them are claimable this week. For the first one, we have the McToney robbery for the Pfister Neon. Then we got the Hijack Rustin, which is the Podium robbery. And then Duggan robbery, you will get the BF Weevil. Within the Garment Factory, we got the Black Box file as the priority file for this week. So if you want to make an extra bit of money, the Black Box file is going to be your one. But yeah, that'll do it for this event week. I would say a must buy Italy GTO. That's the best part about this week. If you like the Savage, if you don't own it already, I would say go ahead and pick it up if you have a hanger, as the price is pretty fair and pretty beatable. The triple money for only associates is a pretty dumb thing, but what are you going to do, complain? But in my opinion, for the first event week of the new year, Rockstar, you really let us down. Hoping for a better one next week. I'm assuming a new drip feed car will come out next week as GTA Plus. I'm pretty sure renews next week, so yeah. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, like, comment for more. Subscribe to check out next week's video on the event week, plus some other COD or GTA videos I'll have out in that span of the week. But yeah, that'll do it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.